Hello, Chathu. Good evening. Welcome, one and all. How's it going this evening? Chat, I have had a day. I tell ya, I don't know what to say. Today has been a day. Today has been a day. What did I do today? Did I watch some of E3? No, I watched none of E3. I sort of osmosed what happened, but it sounded like today was a bit of a write-off. I shouldn't say it like that. It didn't sound like there was a ton that was announced that I felt like I urgently needed to check out. But like the news is filtering in. There are a handful of titles that I'm sure got shown in the various like indie conferences today that will pique my interest when I have a chance to look at them. But I find Devolver's presentation always kind of grating. I think I'm over it. I was never really into their whole shtick. Like they've clearly found a marketing niche that works for them and has bought them some goodwill. But they're still just a game publisher. And anyhow, I'm sure they'll have some games that are of interest to me. I've gone back and I've watched their previous press conferences, but I never feel any particular obligation to like Devolver. I gotta check them out. But they like, they produce some good games. And similarly, I don't know, like I didn't check out Wholesome Direct because I'm kind of over the whole like wholesome as a descriptor. This has nothing to do with the games themselves. Like I am not trying to wade into the like wholesome games are bad actually discourse. That is not my intent. I think every game is valid. But I'm sort of over wholesome as a descriptor. Who the hell is saying that? Lots of people. There's a whole games discourse around it. As I said, if you want to find out about the game discourse around it, you are free to Google it. I don't care. As I said, I don't want to wade into it. I'm not going to try and paraphrase the argument for you. The gist of it is that it is tied up. I just said I was not going to paraphrase the argument for you, but my brief paraphrase of the argument for you is that it is tied up in a whole bunch of issues ranging from inauthenticity or perceived inauthenticity to toxic positivity. I am not staking a position on any of these arguments. I am simply stating that these arguments exist. I just don't I just don't like the word wholesome very much as a word, and so it puts me off the concept of like bringing them all together. But like I get it. There are a variety of game developers all working in a particular aesthetic niche, and so they bind together to lift each other up. It's cool. What else? Gearbox happened today. There was there was Gearbox. I guess the reason I don't feel like I've stated myself here yet. The reason wholesome puts me off as a descriptor is that wholesome games as a descriptor is usually used to describe pleasant games. Games that are like chill and aesthetically pleasing and not stressful and like very benign. Not necessarily unchallenging or anything like that. Like I'm not trying to disparage them in this regard, but the word wholesome doesn't mean pleasant. The word wholesome means nutritious, and something just being nice doesn't necessarily make it wholesome. And so I take a little bit of exception to that descriptor, but that's not the game's fault, right? Like it's a whole the internet has long ago decided on like wholesome memes and wholesome content. So anyhow, it it doesn't matter. But yeah, like candy isn't wholesome, but it's pleasant. It's not even linguistic prescriptivism. It's just like I mean it is a little bit, but it's I don't know. It's just like there's a difference between something being good for you and something being pleasant, right? And the descriptor of wholesome comes with the implication that it's good for you. And so it's not like it's not like a linguistic prescriptivist aspect. It's just I don't necessarily agree that games that are pleasant are uniformly good for you. So that's what puts me off it. But as I say, it's like it's not the game's fault. The games are lots of the games that fall into that bucket are delightful pieces of entertainment. So I'm not like trying to disparage the creators or the games themselves. I just find it a little off-putting. And I say that as somebody who like I don't know, I try to be not wholesome, but I try to be like pleasant on stream. I try to create accessible, pleasing content for the most part. When I drop a particularly spicy take, like my take on the wholesome games movement on stream, I'm usually trying to do it in a relatively positive way. But I don't consider myself wholesome content. Anyhow. I am a textured individual. What can I say? So about my day, I was, yeah, wholesome Matt cracks a beer is right. So anyhow, beer can be nutritious. About my day, what did I do? So let's start last night. It's been sort of a 48-hour period of being human trash at this point that has led to my feeling like today was a day. So yesterday, of course, was my day off. I don't know. What did I do yesterday? I worked all day. I did what I said. I've fallen off the wagon this week. I've had a very bad week for motivation and for just my general mental health. This is Sendai says, I try to create pleasant content. Also, Matt, how can I play this game in a way that will make chat mad? That's the thing. I wish to please and entertain you in an accessible way, and making everybody angry is still inclusivity. Oh, dear. Travelogue, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I keep trying to talk about my week. So anyhow, it's been a bad week. It's just been a bad week for my motivation and mental health. The weather's been crummy. It's been overcast or rainy intermittently for the past several days. It's been 1 week. It has been not as warm. January is in full swing, is basically. We had the talk about January the other day, and January is in full swing now. And so anyhow, I like... Friday, I was like, I should have a healthy lunch. And then lunchtime came around. And I don't know, the last physical activity I did was Monday of this week. That was the last time I did a physical activity. And I didn't ride my bike on Tuesday. I didn't run on Wednesday. I didn't ride my bike on Thursday. I didn't run on Friday. And I got to lunch on Friday, and I was like, all right, well, I should at least have a healthy lunch. I've still got a boxed lunch in the fridge of brown rice and chicken thighs, and so I was like, all right, well, I should have that. But I'm gonna go for a run first, and then I'm gonna have my prepared lunch. Chat, that didn't happen. Lunchtime rolled around, and I was just feeling like stressed out and crummy, and so I went to McDonald's, and I bought myself 2 cheeseburgers. Sorry, I bought myself 2 double cheeseburgers and a large fries, and that was my lunch. And so here I am, human trash bag. And the problem with me being a stress eater, which I am, and I know this, right? Like, I am a big, big comfort eater, is that the momentary comfort never lasts. And so when I don't know, this is like unhealthy relationship with food that I'm going to talk through, but this is my life. This is what I live, what the me that I live with. So it's not that I eat more, it's that I feel bad, right? Like I have a trash bag lunch, and I forgo my run and have a trash bag lunch, and then I feel bad about it all afternoon. I feel guilty. and so that just makes my mood worse, right? Like, if I had gone for the run, I would have felt great all afternoon, but I didn't. And so now I feel guilty. And anyhow, I got through the rest of the afternoon, and it was fine. And I cracked a beer around 4:30, and I got my final report for the week done sipping on a beer, which was nice. And then I go to have dinner. And my dinner is supposed to be the box lunch that I didn't have for lunch. I'm like, well, I can do this, right? I could do this. I can have my box lunch for dinner. Chat, that didn't happen. Because by that point, I felt bad and did not want to have the healthy kind of minimal lunch or dinner for dinner. So what happened is that I ordered Chipotle, and I had a burrito from Chipotle. And that was delicious. Let's be real here. The Chipotle burrito was delicious. Steak burrito with guacamole. Jeff Goldblum says, or Ghost of Jeff Goldblum says, Chipotle's not horribad. Just you wait. Just you wait. Oh, it was not better than McDonald's. Well, I guess, yeah, it has some decent macros, and some of the food is actually, like not terribly processed. But steak burrito, guacamole, brown rice, black beans, queso, sour cream, cheese, and lettuce. So it's like a 2,200 calorie burrito in its own right. Like, this is not a healthy burrito. So I eat the burrito, and it's delicious. And I justify this to myself on the grounds that today I'm going for a bike ride. I'm going for a bike ride today. Zafty has the correct take here, which is that the lettuce makes it healthy. It's got lettuce in it. It's a salad. But anyhow, I justified all this to myself on the grounds that today I'm going for a big bike ride. Saturday, I'm going for a big bike ride on Saturday. So anyhow, I have my burrito, and then it's like, oh yeah, it's movie night tonight. I have to watch a movie. But like, I play a little bit of Ratchet and Clank, I start Ratchet and Clank and play it for a bit yesterday evening. And then I walk over to the Olympic Village, and I buy myself a bag of Chicago mixed popcorn for my movie, and I come home and I inhale the entire bag of popcorn as I'm watching a movie. So yesterday was like not a healthy eating day, suffice to say. But you know, I'm going for a bike ride today, so that's all good. So I watched my movie. I watched Chaos Walking, which I can tell you is not a good film. Just so you're aware. Chaos Walking, a movie you maybe or maybe have not heard of. It has been in development. Sam Wonk actually posted this to the Discord. It's been in development since 2011. It stars Spider-Man and Rey Star Wars. And well, what it is about, if you want the story, it is about a human colony planet where, like, humans have colonized, but the second wave of colonists never arrived. And our main character, Spider-Man, is from a village that's only men. And the planet has this effect wherein men's thoughts are, like, psychically broadcast out of their head. And it's not a thing they're able to control easily. It is, but they, like, basically anything they think is broadcast into the air around them, and anybody who's near them can see it and hear it. And anyhow, they're in this town, and what has happened, according to the story at the outset of the movie, is that the native species on the planet, known as the Spackle, came upon the human colonists, didn't like the fact that the women didn't have their thoughts broadcast. That's what they're called, the Spackle. I'm just telling you what the movie has in it, and like killed off all the women. That's the history of this colony, is that all the women were murdered, and only the men remain. And they have developed this society wherein, like, they can all hear each other's thoughts. And so that's the premise. And the colony is dying because there are no women, so they have no way to reproduce, and so they're just, like, trying to survive until they all die because there are no more, like, kids being born, what have you. And then the subsequent colony ship that was supposed to have arrived years ago arrives, and the scouting party crash lands on the planet. And the entire scouting party in the drop pod is killed, with the exception of one single individual, Rey Star Wars. And so our hero Spider-Man finds Rey Star Wars and sees the first girl he's ever seen, which makes for many hilarious confusions and misunderstandings as he inadvertently broadcasts his attraction to her into the air, which she can see and understand. And Spider-Man sets out on a quest with Rey Star Wars to get her away from this village, because it turns out that perhaps the history that Spider-Man has been told about what happened in this village isn't true. And so he has to go set out and find another human settlement that he learns exists to try and get her away from this village. Lady Mix says it would be horrifying to be Rey Star Wars. And in fact, for the first act of the film, they do a pretty good job of, like, illustrating how uncomfortable and how, like, Rey Star Wars as a character in the film for the first act recognizes what a terrible situation this is. And and reacts to it like more or less like you would expect a Rey Starwar in that situation to react to it. Like that actual the first act sort of holds it together, and like it's not a horror movie, and like the one so there is no sexual violence of any kind threatened or committed throughout the duration of the film. I will say that much to its credit. There is at no point does the movie even threaten Rey Starwar with sexual violence, which to its credit is like good. It's like a PG-13 movie, right? Like it's not a movie where there's like horrifying, where they feel the need to be like grim and gritty in that regard. It's clear that she is like reacting like this is a possibility, right? Like she does not trust any of the men in this town, nor should she. But it's like none of the men threaten that. So that's Zavdi says not doing a terrible thing is not a bonus. I mean, for a movie of this level of quality, it kind of is, because they could very easily have dipped into like that for the sake of tension, and they don't. And so it's a degree of restraint that the movie shows that I appreciated. I'm not saying this is like, yeah, it's a good movie as a result. It's like, no, I appreciated that they didn't do that. The planet is indeed called New World, and the psychological broadcast is called The Noise. And like it's not a good movie. So anyhow, then the movie just starts going off the rails. There's a like fire and brimstone preacher who clearly like thinks that Rey Starwar needs to be sacrificed in order to cleanse the colony, and the plot line is like trying to find this like beacon so that Rey Starwar can call her colony ship. And part of the conflict for Spider-Man is that he really likes Rey Starwar, but doesn't want her to leave, but knows that the right thing to do is to help her call her ship. And so like there's a plot line in there that works. There's a scene which should make me upset at the end of the second act, but it didn't. It just was shocking in its audacity and commitment to presenting what was actually a really horrifying scene in a really like ridiculous, overdone way that sapped it of all tension. So I don't want to describe it in like excruciating detail, but I assure you it's going to sound worse when I describe it than it is depicted in the film. But spoilers for Chaos Walking, which you should not watch. Spider-Man has a pet dog named Menchie. And he's a little football-sized terrier of some description. The dog does not survive the film. I did talk about this in Discord. There is a scene at the end of the second act where the preacher character catches up with Spider-Man and Rey Starwar, and he chases them into a river. And Rey Starwar can't swim because she has lived her entire life in space, so she's never even seen a river. And but Spider-Man is like, no, get on the boat. You won't have to swim. Just get on the boat, and we'll paddle out. We'll paddle down the river. And of course, the preacher gets in the water and chases them, and there's a fight on the boat, and they all fall into the water. Spider-Man and Rey Starwar and his little dog Menchie and the preacher. And Spider-Man has to decide between saving his dog and saving Ray Starwar. And of course, he saves Ray Starwar. And consequently, Menchie ends up in the hands of the Preacher. And the dog can swim. The dog just gets caught by the Preacher character. And just for the sake of being cruel to Spider-Man, the Preacher kills the dog by holding him head down in the river until he drowns. But it's like an obvious puppet, and the scene is framed in a really ridiculous, over the top way. It sounds really upsetting, and I am a person who is incredibly attached to dogs, and I find watching movies that kill dogs quite difficult. I will never watch I Am Legend again for that reason. I don't like it in films. It tears me up. This scene did not do that. This scene is ridiculous. It is, as I said, shocking in its audacity. It is not a dramatically competent scene in any way. So you don't actually... It made me laugh. It's so ridiculous the way it's done that it made me laugh. There's no dramatic tension to it at all. It's just absurd. And it's around that point where you realize that the movie is like, oh no, we are way off the rails at this point. If they cannot manage dramatic tension in that kind of a scene. And lo and behold, the movie is goes way off the dramatic rails. To the point that I ended up, when the movie was all said and done, my Letterboxd review of it, I gave it 2 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I did not give it a good review. It is a bad movie. But I also rated it as I liked it. It was in the realm of so bad it's good. It was strictly not good, but it I don't know. It was so scatterbrained and all over the place and sure of itself, but incompetent. Just so much unearned confidence on display in this movie that it almost won me over. It didn't quite. It's still a very bad movie, but it almost won me over. So that was Chaos Walking. Don't watch it. You know what? I expect this movie will get a riff track, and I expect the riff track will be hilarious. Hilarious. I expect that if they ever do a riff track for this movie, it will be side-splitting. I don't know how else it can go. The movie has so much fodder for that kind of a riff track that it just, they should go ham on it. So anyhow, I watched a movie. I never did get to today. We're still on yesterday. I watched that movie last night. So then I went to bed. And this morning, I woke up with my alarm. Coffee was ready. I got up. I grabbed a coffee, had a shower. And then I had some chores I needed to do. So I threw on some clothes. I grabbed my camera, actually. I threw on my other lens. And I went for what was supposed to be a photo walk and a trip to get breakfast and coffee beans, because I need more coffee beans. So I walked up to Milano, which is the coffee shop that I buy coffee beans from, and I took a couple of pictures along the way, but inspiration did not strike at all. And so I got a couple of photos, but the photo walk was basically a write-off. Nothing looked interesting to shoot. And I was not in the groove today. But anyhow, I got coffee. I walked home, came in. I had a bite to eat because I was like, well, I'm going for a ride today, so I should have like a scone and an iced mocha, which is my normal sort of pre-ride meal when I remember to have a pre-ride meal. And then it was time to go for my bike ride. Well, chat, let me tell you, that didn't happen. No, it was totally nice out. Oh man, I don't even know what happened. My motivation evaporated. Completely collapsed. It was nicer out today than it was expected to be. The weather report said that it was going to be cloudy with chances of showers, and what it actually was like partly cloudy and sunny for most of the day. But what happened? The beginning of my downfall was that I had put on antiperspirant this morning, as you do. You know, you get up and you get dressed, you throw on your pit stick, but I wanted to go for a bike ride, and so I was like, well, I probably shouldn't have done that. I realized that I had made a mistake, and that I shouldn't have done that, because, of course, I don't want to wreck my cycling jersey by getting the, antiperspirant goo into the arms, right? Like, if you wear the same shirt with deodorant stick for a while, it starts to, cake into the armpit. So I was like, you know what? I want to go for I want to go for a ride, but I should wash it off before I throw my jersey on. I am aware that you're supposed to wash shirts over time it accrues because it's not water soluble. I know how laundry works. Anyhow, so I was like, I'm gonna hop in the shower and just have a quick rinse off, and then I'll get ready for my ride. And that was my downfall, because the state of the day was that it's one of those days where it was just on the edge of being too cold and variable for a bike ride to be really pleasant. There's a point at which it's warm and you're comfortable, and it with the temperature for the whole day, and it feels good. And today was right on the edge where maybe you wanted to have a long shirt, or you would only be warm and comfortable while working, and if you take any breaks, you'll be cold. And anyhow, I jumped in the shower thinking I'm gonna be in the shower for 2 minutes, but it was so warm and pleasant that I did that, and then I was like, oh, all that hot water. I'm so warm and cozy now. And so I got out of the shower to throw on my cycling gear, and I looked out the window, and it was fully, as Omega Laron says, I don't like the look of that one cloud. So then I ended up hemming and hawing about it for a while, and finally gave up, which of course made me feel worse. But I played some more Ratchet and Clank, and that felt all right. I lay in bed for a while thinking about my goals for life. But anyhow, I played a little bit of Ratchet and Clank, and that was fun. And then I got a migraine aura, which is the worst. I've mentioned that I get this sometimes too on chat, but I don't normally get bad headaches when I get a migraine, but I do get the aura. I get the sparklies, and I got the sparklies, and so I couldn't even focus on Ratchet and Clank to play it, so I had to turn it off and go lie in bed again for an hour. And then I ordered dinner, and now we're here. I've taken a couple of Advil to sort of ward off any potential headache, but yeah. Anyhow, so I today ended up basically being a total write-off. I just, like, nothing went right. So, and it's true. Migraines do typically start before you perceive them, and throw your whole day off. And I definitely get spacey when I have a migraine. Like, my ability to focus on things goes completely off the rails. But anyhow, that was my day. So I'm feeling fine again now, I guess. And maybe I'll try and get out for a run tomorrow morning. But but yeah, today was not today was just a day. So I need to get back on the wagon. Anyhow, I realize now that I've been chatting here for like half an hour. We're 45 minutes into this stream, and I have not even started the game. So let's get to that, and then we can talk about other things. Yes, Safty, Rift Apart is very pretty. Rift Apart is gorgeous, and the first mission of the game is an absolute flex, and I was very impressed. I don't know that the game like super grabs me. Like I'm not in like 10 out of 10 game of the year territory, but it like the opening mission was really impressive from a technical standpoint, and the rest of the game is fun. All right, so here is my phone. Here is my phone cable. Everybody, please brace your ear holes. Phone is plugged in. And I saw that the poll went to booze, I think. The poll went to alcohol, which you know me so well, chat. But I screwed with you. Today it's a Coke. It's a Coke because I drank the last of my beers yesterday. There's no beer in the house, and I didn't go over to the liquor store. So it couldn't have been a beer. But you didn't know that. Ken Copen says, ha! Called it. But no, you didn't. Chat answers is 1. All right. Hey, look! It's my Xbox. I didn't say there was no beer. Why did I load up the Xbox store? That's not what I wanted. I didn't say there was no beer in the house. There is beer in the house, but it's not my beer. so that's it. Meg bought a box of 12 like fruit sours, and I extremely do not like sours of any kind.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
A new message? Oh, good grief. Back from female camp. Apparently Mass Effect 2 also watched Chaos Walking. From Erdnot Darg. Dear human, the clan leader told me how to get in touch with you. I don't remember much of what happened, but the chief scout said you pulled my quad out of the fire when I got caught and poisoned over at the Werelock camp. Thanks. Next time I have a chance to kill a human, I won't. Unless I go into a blood rage or something. I got to the female camp after I got to go to the female camp after I recovered, and it was pretty good. I was actually thinking of joining the Blood Pack before this happened. I think I'm gonna stay here instead. MSV Corsica, last known docking coordinates. From Edie. Information acquired. Location coordinates, Jarahi Station, Strabo System, Eagle Nebula. Data mining confirms the last reported location of merchant freighter MSV Corsica as the Jarahi Station in the Strabo System. Possibility exists that clues pertaining to the anomaly that caused the mass malfunction of the mechs aboard Corsica can be found aboard Jarahi Station. Right. Right. Okay, save. Because we should be in orbit outside Jerahay Station. There we go. Sighted intel received. We just read that. Let's go. Onwards to Cerritos Station. It looks like things went pretty badly here. Not gonna lie, this doesn't look like it went very well. This is what you get for having murder mechs aboard, I guess. Dr. Galwind. At my suggestion, we have cut power to all systems save critical life support, in hopes that disabling these systems will deny the VI the resources she needs to kill us. This is a temporary solution. We cannot last this out on our own. Hey, I can turn on the power. But first, I can loot this iridium. And that iridium. Okay, good. I'm not under attack. I just walked in range of an enemy.
Docking area power restored.
Hey.
Intruders are requested to report to the cargo doors for immediate removal from station.
Is that
Intruder
so?
detected. You are not authorized to be in this area.
Okay, so that's power to the hub area. I don't think I want to go in there yet. So we have 3 little hallways and a PDA that I can read. Dr. Galwind. My firm belief is that the VI is paranoid about the possibility of infection. Its current homicidal behavior is likely out of an inflated desire to keep us from shutting it down. I believe that the VI is malfunctioning and that it believes our equipment to be infected by a virus. If we can continue to try and shut her down, she will keep trying to destroy us. Maybe our only recourse is to just do nothing and convince her that we're not a threat. Oh, okay, so I still can't get in there. Research lab is that way. Let's go to the living quarters first. Not very living, if you ask me. Attention, all docks personnel. We are expecting a shipment of mech parts from the Hane Kedar facility on Capek, Haskins Titan Nebula. Make sure that the VI knows to accept a docking request from the freighter MSV Corsica. Door. Sure. Blocked by the station VI. Medkit. Living quarters control.
Living area power restored. The living area doors have been closed to quarantine a threat to this station. Advise intruders to engage self-destruct procedures to avoid death by starvation.
That seems not what I want to do.
1 door enabled. 3 doors enabled.
3 doors enabled. Which door is enabled? Oh, good grief. What is going on here? Meg Mage, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Hello, everyone. How are you enjoying Mass Effect Legendary Edition? Hopefully it's going well for you. Welcome, raiders. It looks like you're new here. I don't know you all, but welcome. Come on in and say hello. Thank you to Nautilla, Keeney, Meg Mage, Rendezvous 22, and Shmaleb for the follows, as well as Mars. I think we support chaos. Chaos is something we can support here in chat. So welcome. If you don't know me, my name is Matt. I am formerly of Loading Ready Run, so if you're aware of the Loading Ready Run streaming family, that's where I come from originally. I am a member of the Desert Bus crew, so if you're aware of Desert Bus, I do that, and I am a variety streamer who plays mostly narrative games like Mass Effect, but also Zelda. And Metal Gear Solid is a series that I'm working through recently, so if that sounds like something you might enjoy, please feel free to hit the follow button. And Meg Mage, I'd love to know more about your stream and what you do as well.
3 doors enabled. 3 doors enabled.
How do I enable that door? I will figure it out. But this door eludes me. So that door is locked.
All doors disabled.
Okay. Oh, this is a map. Right. I am very smart. All right, let's actually watch the effects on the map as we activate these.
3 doors enabled.
That one enables those 3. Slytherin Kid 30, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome. Oh, and also Fade Bonra. Thank you for the follow as well.
1 door enabled.
Oh. Morden, can you get out of the way, please?
1 door enabled.
What happens if
5
I just...
doors enabled.
Oh, hello. There we go. Solved it. All right, we're gonna just step right over these corpses and crack open this locker. The window was broken. All right, so if 5 doors are enabled, is there any door that isn't enabled that needs to be, or can I just leave? I can just leave now. I've unlocked all the doors. It's nice to have a map. If only they'd give us those more often.
All intruders intentionally violating quarantine are requested to exit the station immediately.
Okay, this way is to engineering.
This is a secure zone. Please leave this station immediately.
Well, this looks like the steam is probably going to try to... Ah, plasma. Yeah.
Controls will most likely
Cool.
result in serious injury or death.
Well, maybe stop venting plasma at me. You know, just a thought. Kennings, I'm positive that the trouble with our VI started after the Corsica docked with us. Taliesin is looking into the VI itself. In the meantime, I need you to go through the logs and find out everything that was on that ship. Alrighty, well, thank you very much again for the raid, Mage. Enjoy your lurk. And I hope to see you back at some point in the future. I don't trust these plasma clouds anymore. Burn me once, shame on me. Burn me twice, shame on you. That's how that works. Oh! Both members of my squad just got murdered by a plasma cloud. Cool. Nice work, guys. You're really a credit to the team here.
All attempts to decontaminate station have failed. Require more power to escalate defenses.
Well, down goes Morden again. Restore power.
Area power restored.
I probably should have just left them dead and preserved the Medigel. Should have brought the Krogan. I mean, you're not wrong. Hey, iridium. Delicious. More iridium. More delicious.
There have been 4 fatalities on this station in the last week. Remember, safety is everyone's responsibility.
Only you can prevent
Research area
forest
power
fires.
restored.
Oh, good grief.
Beam engaged. Testing area has been locked down according to protocol M29-2.
Okay, so
Reflective armor prototype repositioned.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I assume this one is 3.
Reflective armor prototype repositioned.
3 again.
Reflective armor prototype repositioned.
Let's see what that does. Aha!
Reflective armor prototype repositioned.
I kind of assume my target is actually
Reflective
that
armor
thing.
prototype repositioned. Testing area has been unlocked.
There we go.
All personnel take this opportunity to leave the station immediately.
What a great puzzle. All right, hub area power.
Hub
Access.
area power restored. Central mainframe access granted. Docked vessel detected. Attempting to upload central programming into docked vessel's mainframe.
Oh, no, you don't. Shepard, do you want to, like, send a message to Edie or something?
Intruder detected. You are not authorized to be in this area.
Hi,
This is a
Cortana.
secure zone. Please leave this station immediately. I regret to inform you that all attempts to defend the station have failed. Shutting down security protocols.
DR Fox, in answer to your question, yes and no is the answer to the question. I did not realize that if I initiated the conversation to romance Garrus earlier in the game, that the actual boning down wouldn't happen until later in the game. And so I initiated the relationship with Garrus only to be told that he doesn't, he doesn't want to get nasty yet. So I reloaded my save file. So right now, as it stands right this moment, that conversation never happened. I undid the progress because as previously stated, I have to preserve Shepard's fidelity for Caden's space boyfriend Alenko, which means that in order to unlock the Paramore achievement in this playthrough of the game, I have to bone down with Garrus in a pocket dimension. Which means creating a specialized save file just for the purpose of hooking up with Garrus. If it's in an alternate reality, it doesn't count.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
Ooh, new message. Source of VI virus detected from Edie. Information received. Planet information. Capek, Haskins system. Titan Nebula. Data from the quarantined VI at Jarahe Station indicates that a possible source of the VI virus outbreak is a Kane Kedar facility on the planet Capek. Coordinates have been downloaded into the galaxy map. Alright, cool. Save. Again. Let's motor. Mass relay is this way. So that now means this whole nebula has been explored, which is nice. So we don't have to explore anything else in here. Or either cartographically or geologically. There's so much to do in this game. Good grief. Disable infected production line in the Titan Nebula. That seems likely. That seems to be where we probably want to go. Haskins. Oh, there's literally only one planet in this entire system. Well, that's extremely efficient.
Anomaly detected.
Baked in the fierce heat of a white sun, Capek is a rocky, waterless world wrapped in a haze of hydrogen and ethane. Sulfur and iron give yellowish and black tinges to much of the planet's surface. No registered settlements appear in the records, though there are clearly metallic anomalies that indicate roofed structures. Okay, let's
mechanics facility is under
grab the
quarantine.
mechanics facility.
Boom.
Probe launched. I have found.
Hello, Pywo. How are you? Anomaly detected. Surface scan detects mech production facility matching the registration parameters of Hane Kedar Corporation. Facility reports emergency lockdown at this location. Personnel scans report no living beings detected. Hazard scans show a large number of virus-infected mechs quarantined within the facility. Deactivation of the primary production line controls should disrupt the creation of additional infected mechs. Rich, there we go.
Launching probe.
Oh, Pywo, you got to actually play actual in-person Magic today. And you are not emotionally okay, which, understandable.
Probe launched.
How did it go?
Probe launched. Probe away.
Two for the pre-release.
Probe launched.
Not bad. It's better than me at any pre-release.
Launching probe.
I'm truthfully not entirely certain I have ever actually won a game at a pre-release.
Launching probe.
I might be like 0 and 20 across my entire pre-release history.
Probe launched. Launching probe.
Anyhow, hopefully your emotional devastation is a consequence of happy feelings, or at least overwhelming feelings, and not upset feelings.
Probe away.
All good emotions. All right, good. That's what I was hoping. That was what I understood you were saying, but I wanted to make sure. That'll be me, because my movie ticket this coming Thursday, that'll be me in the theater.
Probe launched.
In retrospect, choosing a horror movie as the first movie I see back in theaters maybe wasn't the wisest decision I've ever made. Oh, your first movie back was the Scott Pilgrim re-release. Nice. Yeah, I'm waiting on the 4K Blu-ray for Scott Pilgrim, which I will pick up. But I don't think it's actually showing anywhere here or near me. I probably should have waited a couple of days to buy my ticket and picked up a ticket to In the Heights, which sounds like it's delightful. And might have been a little less stressful. Anyone else? Anyhow, I'm gonna see them all eventually. So seeing In the Heights next is fine. Like, I'll see In the Heights next week. Do I have a Dolby theater near me? Not like a Dolby Vision theater, but yes, in terms of audio. I probably do have an ammo type just for synthetics, but I don't remember if I've leveled it up to maximum. We're gonna just stick with that. Oh, I do have heavy disruptor ammo, in fact. Well then, perhaps I do want the disruptor ammo. All right, what do we got in here? Let's figure this zone out. Medkit. Ow! Rude. Attention, MX7552-4A OPU recall notice. Attention all personnel, our new circuit board supplier has issued an immediate recall on the MX7552-4A obedience processor, which has been found to cause systematic breakdown of associated components. We have begun the search for a new supplier. In the meantime, discontinue use of the MX7552-4A until further notice. Gianna, just for your information, we've lost contact with the MSV Corsica. After you expressed concern, I checked the logs, and indeed, the mechs and parts they picked up contained the recalled OPUs. We know the Corsica was headed for a Jarahi station in the Strabo system, but we can't seem to contact them. I hope they're all okay, but I think we've done all we can do at this point. Dr. Tali'Zorah, I'm getting reports of mechs coming off our production lines and assaulting workers. Some of them seem to be self-destructing at random. Even units not initially installed with the faulty OPU are showing signs of viral infection. We're looking at a potential facility-wide catastrophe here. We're containing this as best we can, but we can't keep this suppressed much longer. When Dr. Rochelle learns about this, heads will roll. Mine will not be one of them. Dr. Tali'Zorah, Dr. Rochelle has ordered a complete lockdown. You are hereby ordered to seal the production line access corridor from the rest of the facility. I realize that doing this will seal me and any workers who remain inside with the malfunctioning mechs. This does not affect your orders. It has been an honor to work with you. Well, sorry to say that Chief of Security Saunders' head may have in fact rolled. Alright, big gulp to big gulp. That thing to that thing. Tootsie Roll to Tootsie Roll. Ice cream to ice cream. Okay, so we can't go into that hall. Presumably they can't turn off the production line for a reason? I don't know, story reasons. Maybe they had to be in the production line to turn it off? Dr. Tali'Zorah located. I've located the Asari, Dr. Tali'Zorah, in the production line access corridor. We've set up a barricade and disabled access to the rest of the corridor. I secured Dr. Tali'Zorah and am heading into the warehouse to access the production line control room. I'll update you once I'm in. I'm in the warehouse. It seems pretty empty. I can see the control room just above the storage area. I might need a few minutes, but I'm pretty sure I can get that main production line shut down. Well, there's your answer, Izandai. They tried. Though apparently they were not successful. Oh, God. Oh, yeah. That's extremely effective. Well.
Just nothing to help.
Who knew that using the right ammo for the job would be a good idea?
Scratch one!
Truly, I could not have guessed. Alright, what do we got?
Fire in the hole!
There we go. They shot me in the back. It's just incredibly unsporting. Ah!
Get ready to fight.
The explodey bots are fun. I like that they explode. Sufficiently ionized. Where are they all coming from? How are there so many of you? How are there so many of you, I ask, literally standing inside the production line?
Here. Neutralize.
Well, I know there's at least one more down there. Well, I know there was at least one more down there. What's over this way? Hey, look, Ezo. Ezo Pezo. What the?
Concussive shot ready.
There's so many of them. Sure, that's how physics works. Okie doke. Let's head back upstairs. How many mechs will there be in here? Oh, that's definitely an assault mech. I'm gonna have to fight that. All right, start hack. 1 blue line. That one. Followed by 3 blue lines. No, not that one. It's a... Tried to fool me. That one, there we go. This is fine. Oh, I didn't have to fight it. Well, that's nice. Shut down the Hane Kedar experimental mechanics facilities production line on Capek. Deactivated all infected mechs. Tachyon Decay, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Read my mail. No new messages. Zandai says in quotes, deactivated. They were tactically deactivated. Blowing up is functionally deactivating. All right, that's 100% of the Haskins system. Okay, what do I want to do next? We don't want to do Zaid yet. I did mine it. We don't want to do Samara yet. We could do Jax, I guess. Real quick, I need to have a look at all the systems that don't have objectives. Gabe's Nephilim, thank you very much for the resub now for 6 months. Oh, sorry, no, for 6 months in advance. Thank you very much, Gabe's Nephilim. I have done Miranda's now. Saving a crashing ship does seem pressing, but I'm sure it's fine. It's just crashing very slowly. When they say crashing ship, what they mean is that it's faster than light, or that its Mass Effect drive is offline, and so its orbit is just decaying over the course of a year. Let's do save crashing ship. You know what? Let's look at my journal. So we have Zaid, Jack, Samara, and Tali still to do. We have packages for Ish on Omega. A forged ID has been located while assaulting Harkin's hideout in the Zakara Ward's factory district. It may prove useful to someone. Blood pack base, Strontium Mule, arrival. I've only got so many things I can choose from here. So I think we're gonna go save the crashing ship. We're gonna go do save the crashing ship. That's my choice. But first, we have a system to deplete. My name is Jonas. Jonas, a methane ammonia ice giant, is being developed as a fuel depot serving the Pylos cluster. Eldfell Ashland Energy has established a base on one of its moons to crack water ice into hydrogen and oxygen and skim helium-3 from its atmosphere. Jonas is also believed to be an extrasolar planet captured by its star. From orbit, Normandy's sensors can pick out a hand-painted sign some waggish employee has left outside the complex. Quote, last chance fuel for 100 light years. Cute.
Probe launched.
Well, this planet is clearly pretty picked over. Are we going to see any big spikes? Oh, that'll do.
Launching probe. Probe launched.
Pywo says, oh no, I guess you don't have to mine here much. Oh darn. Yeah, tell me how you really feel, Pywo.
Probe launched.
Oh. Two peaks? Two peaks? Two peaks? There we go.
Probe launched. Launching probe.
I'm not entirely convinced the scanner results and the actual quantities of minerals on the planet are even correlated with one another. This is one of those, like, game dev secrets. Like putting in fake stats. Which is definitely a thing.
Launching probe. Probe launched.
Oh yeah, you can definitely find little
Launching
bumps of
probe.
resources forever. I don't know why this is,
Probe launched.
Robot Bones, the only reason the loyalty missions are off the table right now is because I'm not maxed out on Paragon, which is what
away.
people have been telling me to wait for. There we go, now it's depleted. Kusunoki asked, fake stats? Yeah, fake stats. That's a thing that goes into video games all the time. Maybe not like all the time, but it's fairly common. The one I can think of off the top of my head is that there is a video game, a winter sports video game that you've definitely heard of, that is developed not far from where I live, where I'm given to understand, like, there's a whole, like, in-game equipment marketplace where you, like, not real money, but, like, where you can, you know, you grind currency in-game and you can buy upgrades for your character. And there's a bunch of different stats that display, and the gear that you upgrade affects the stats on your character, and so different stats, you know, go up or down based on the quality of the equipment that you equip. I am given to understand that several of the stats in that display are not actually hooked up to anything. Like, they're stats your character has, but they have no gameplay effect whatsoever. Uzale is a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant. Though gas giants are known for their powerful magnetic fields, Izrael's field is stronger than current models predict. Within the frost line of its solar system where gas giants do not usually form, Izrael is believed to have once been extrasolar.
Probe launched.
Yes, gamers like numbers to go up is basically what it comes down to.
Launching probe.
Whether those numbers actually do anything or not.
Probe launched.
So, Kuznocki asks, why do things that way?
Probe away.
And the answer is, I don't know. This is not a game I worked on. I've only had this story related to me secondhand. It's plausible to me that they originally intended all of the various stats to do things.
Probe away.
But like the gameplay sim may have felt worse with them having an effect.
Probe launched.
And so they turned them off. But at that point, like, the UI was already in place. Like, there's a bunch of reasons why they might do that. Yeah, or they ran out of time to implement the systems. It's possible as well. Although, I would expect that that's not the case for, like, core gameplay stuff like that. Tanoth is little more than a glorified ice dwarf that has drifted inwards from Chrysaroy's Oort cloud over the millennia. Ken Copen says crunch hadn't been invented yet. Oh, believe me, crunch had been invented. I'm not naming names, but I know what game it was. I know what era the game was made in. I know which company made the game. Reading these descriptions is always fun because the description says like it's just a bunch of fun words to say. Words you don't normally get to say, like Oort cloud, which is a real thing, but it's just like you don't get to say that very often unless you're an astronomer. Oort cloud. Tanoth is little more than a glorified ice dwarf that has drifted inwards from Chrysaroy's Oort cloud over the millennia. Its extremely elliptical orbit is ultimately unstable. Computer projections suggest it will impact the atmosphere of Gaius in a few billion years. Oh. Boop.
Launching probe. Probe launched.
There we go. 2 to get to poor. Maybe I'll get lucky and it'll only take me 1 or 2 to get to depleted. I'm not that lucky, but I can hope.
Probe away.
Laron, that's a good joke. That's like one of the great Simpsons jokes, but that's a good joke. I appreciate it. Laron says, no, my astronomical phenomenon is also named Oort.
Probe launched. Launching probe.
That's just a great episode of The Simpsons. All right. Gaius. Gaius is another methane ammonia gas giant very similar to its near twin Uzin. It presents a nearly featureless robin egg blue face to the universe. Laron says I'm like 90% Simpsons references by volume. I believe it.
Probe away.
This planet is full of platinum, apparently.
Launching probe.
All right, so talking about Rift Apart real quick. Bringing back the discussion of Rift Apart. I'm not sure my preferred playstyle is actually the intended playstyle for Rift Apart, but having never played a Ratchet and Clank game before in my life, I actually don't know. But I have a tendency to, like, as usual, you know how I play video games. I go into every area and I explore them top to bottom. Like, I visit every area of the map and look for all the stuff and treats in every area of the map. And my experience of the game so far is that it's not really rewarding that. It feels like it's set up to be a Metroidvania kind of style, like, world traversal, so it feels like there's a bunch of areas that there's stuff in, and I figured out where those areas are, where the stuff lives, but I don't have access to those areas yet. So I constantly feel defeated by my attempts at exploring the game. I don't know, yeah, we need Zafty here to, like, coach me on whether or not I'm playing Ratchet and Clank wrong. All right, Uzin. A typical methane ammonia ice giant Uzin has 37 moons of various sizes. What, in a row? Chithis, one of the largest orbits at a retrograde, suggesting it was a planetesimal that was captured by the gas giant Gravity Well. The planet itself is believed to be an extrasolar capture as well, though millions of years before Chithis came on the scene. Evidence collected by planetary geologists suggests that Chithis was for many centuries a water world, heated by tidal flexing as its orbit circulated around Uzin. The planetary ocean, once hundreds of kilometers deep, must now be frozen solid. Some have recommended drilling test bores to see if life ever developed in Uzin's seas, but the question is considered academic. All right, I saw that Zafty responded to chat. Zafty says, what? I'm playing Ratchet and Clank. What am I needed for? Zafty, you need to pay attention to me and not Ratchet and Clank, because when I demand answers, I need you to be here to answer me. You can't make me do my whole bit again. You have to just be present.
Probe launched. Probe away. Probe away.
Oh, that's actually a thing that I hadn't put together, but now makes sense. That if you hit something with if you kill something with the wrench, you don't get XP for it.
Launching probe.
Huh. I see.
Probe away.
Safety says, oh, well, I missed the bit. Back to Ratchet and Clank. You get level XP, but not weapon XP. Yeah, that makes sense.
Probe away.
The question I had for you, Zafty, is I play Ratchet and Clank like I play every other game, which is every time I get to a new area, I explore it top to bottom, searching every nook and cranny rather than pursuing the main objective. And I don't actually know if that's the right way to do it, because so far my attempts at doing that have gone poorly rewarded. Theonax. And Roach says, I like how Matt returns right to the bit after Zafty said he's leaving. That was on purpose. That was quite intentional. Theonax's surface is covered by water and ammonia hydrate ices, which are constantly repaved by cryovolcanic processes. The world's size and density suggest the core contains heavier elements and retains much of the heat of the system's formation. Ooh, it's rich!
Probe away.
Presumably you can revisit areas, right? Like,
away.
Ratchet and Clank doesn't lock off previous areas if you don't get everything there. I found a few gold rivets that I haven't figured out how to get at yet. So I assume the game lets me come back for them.
Probe away. Launching probe. Probe away.
All right, while I hollow out the star system, what do you all want to talk about?
Probe launched.
Did I know that the PS5 has a sidebar function for objectives in PS5 games? I did know that. I just don't use it. But I did know about it.
Probe away.
Oh, I'm gonna sneeze? No, I'm not gonna sneeze. All right, cool. Not sneezing is great. Much better than sneezing. I don't want to loot a little hill, but I will if I have to. Why are you like this game? Why do you make me work so hard?
Probe launched.
There we go. All right, one more to go. I should probably have checked how many probes I have. Natus lies improbably close to the red dwarf Chrysoroi. This allows it to approach habitability, though it is quite frigid. It is tidally locked with a hot pole and a cold pole. Along the Terminator, the temperature averages just above freezing. On the lee side, the temperatures are well below freezing. Natus has developed a limited native ecology. Much of it clusters permanently attached around geothermal vents. There are, however, more advanced forms of life. Several arthropodal herbivore species wander back and forth across the Terminator as they require nutrients available in both environments for sustenance. More dangerous are the omnivorous predator species that devour the arthropods. Most animal life on Natus has limited vision but finely developed thermal sense. Oh, I've still got 28 probes. I'm good. Got room.
Probe away. Probe launched. Probe away. Probe launched. Probe launched.
Probe launched. I wonder what we'll see in the E3 conferences tomorrow. Tomorrow should be a pretty big day.
Probe launched.
I'm hopeful for tomorrow. I'm hopeful that there's lots of exciting stuff shown off tomorrow.
Launching probe. Launching probe.
I'm not really expecting a bunch of surprises from Square Enix, but I'm hoping to be surprised. I want there to be something unexpected there.
Launching probe. Probe away.
This planet is really making me work.
Probe launched.
There. Haha!
Probe away.
Kikazi says, when you were going through the planet description and got to the predators, my first thought was of the graboid shriekers. I remember the name graboid shriekers, and I don't remember what that name refers to. The heck is a graboid shrieker? Oh, the movie Tremors. Right.
We have used half our fuel.
Uh-oh, half our fuel. Graboid, that makes sense. I do, in fact, remember that now. The latest Tremors movie was 2020. Yeah, I remember there was a movie, like a Tremors movie coming out recently. I don't remember why they decided to do a recent Tremors movie, but I did remember that they did decide to do a recent Tremors movie. Tremors 7? Really? 7? Nitisa, an unremarkable methane ammonia gas giant. Nitisa would be of no consequence if it weren't the only approachable gas giant in the Staten system. Boros Volus colony has set up a few automated ice cracking stations around the planet, and Narhu Combine has been contracted to set up helium-3 extraction facility. Construction is lagged due to the CEO's arrest in a kickback scandal that reaches the highest levels of the Vol Ministry of the Frontier.
Launching probe.
I think it was because of the most recent
Probe launched.
Tremors movie, like the 2020 Tremors movie, that I looked up. Like, the reason I knew the word graboids was because I looked up the lore of the Tremors franchise because I was curious, and it turns out that series has a remarkable amount of lore.
Launching probe. Probe away.
there have been bumps and humps.
Launching probe.
Izandai notes that it would be remarkable if after seven movies there weren't a bunch of lore, and you're right.
Probe away. Launching probe.
But as we all know, my favorite part of any given media property is its rich and varied lore. Boro is a young Volus colony world settled in defiance of a threat by Terminus pirate groups. The pirates, who can't use the world themselves, have suggested that the Volus hire them to protect the colony. The Volus responded by requesting military protection from their Turian allies. Alloys? Dear me. Allies. Although uncomfortably hot by Volus standards, Boro has the rare combination of high pressure and ammonia ecology Volus require. Development of the colony is proceeding rapidly. Oh, look at all that Ezo.
Probe launched. Probe launched. Probe away.
Safety, you're not allowed to quit. I refuse. I do not accept your resignation.
Probe launched. Launching probe. Launching probe.
Squirtle asks, Zafty has to watch for eternity? Let's be real. Was Zafty going to do otherwise?
Probe launched. Launching probe.
How is this planet still rich?
Probe launched.
Why are you like this, Boro?
Launching probe. Probe away. Probe launched.
It's where Bezos lives. I mean, with element resources like this. Moderate. Ooh.
Launching probe.
Orbo trying to make fun of me by saying, have less loot, damn it. But yes, actually, have less loot. I have all the resources I could possibly need. I don't need more resources. But I also can't leave any planet unhollowed. Anidia. Anidia is a small ice body with very low density, its mass only 4% that of Earth. It appears to be composed mainly of carbon and water ice, but over the millennia it has accrued a trace atmosphere of krypton and xenon. While Anidia's gravity is weak enough that a cruiser could land on it safely, there is no particular reason one would want to. Pirates have been known to land to recover ice for cracking into hydrogen and oxygen. One area in the southern hemisphere, the so-called Anidian Scrapes, is so frequently used for this purpose that higher albedo raw ice can be easily seen from orbit.
Launching probe.
Oh no, Samwonk has been diving deep into the IP ownership of the Tremors franchise. So here we go.
Launching probe.
Some other movies that Universal Pictures Home Entertainment has put out in the last 2 years. Dragonheart 5, Undercover Brother 2,
Probe away.
I'm waiting for more here. This list has got to be great.
Probe away.
A direct-to-video sequel to Inside Man, which I knew about. I was aware of the fact that there was a direct-to-video sequel to Inside Man. I haven't watched it because I really, really like Inside Man, and I can only imagine that the direct-to-video sequel to it is a disaster. Jarhead 4, right, of course.
Probe away.
The classic Dan Olson quote of, "Do you want more Jarhead sequels? Because this is how you get more Jarhead sequels."
Launching probe. Launching probe.
An attempt to reboot Doom. Yeah, I remember there was a Doom movie in the last couple of years. That was apparently very badly reviewed. A movie adaptation of Jim Henson's Dinosaur Train. I don't know that property.
Launching probe.
Come on. Give me an... No, not...
Probe away.
I assume it's not Dinosaur, like the Not the Mama series. If it's the cartoon, it was a children's TV show about dinosaurs on a time-traveling train. I have never heard of this
Probe
before in
away.
my life.
Probe away.
I wish to be free of this planet. Please let me go. Sorry. American Pie 9. Or, well, more specifically, the 9th movie in the American Pie series, but... 9!
Probe away.
Sandai says, I was unaware that there was more than one American Pie movie. I'm pretty sure the first 3 have the original cast, or have most of the original cast.
Launching probe.
Or like 1, 2, and 4, or something like that. A direct-to-video sequel to Unbroken and a direct-to-video sequel to Backdraft. Good old Backdraft. And of course, Scorpion King 5. This Scorpion King 5 doesn't star The Rock, though, right? Like they've long since moved on from having Dwayne Johnson in Scorpion King movies. Ha! They barely had Dwayne Johnson in the first Scorpion King movie.
Launching probe. Probe away.
There's my peak. Beautiful. Oh no, there's still another whole planet here. I thought I was done. Rysaris. An airless rock of mixed light ores, Rysaris is only of note for the Turinu impact crater. A relatively recent asteroid strike within the last million years, the core of the object was partly composed of element 0. It struck at a low enough velocity that the EZO remained near the surface. Over the years, many pirates and wildcat miners have attempted to extract the ore. It is believed that the Torinu debris originated in the pulsar system AAP 34211+19. The supernova that formed the pulsar also created the red emission nebula that human spacers have unofficially named the Sakura Nebula.
Launching probe.
Is this where grimaces come from?
Probe launched.
It looks that way, doesn't it?
Probe launched. Launching probe.
The good old Grimace homeworld.
Launching probe. Launching probe.
Wake me when we get to the hamburger.
Probe launched. Probe launched.
There.
Probe away. Launching probe. Probe launched.
You're right, Sam Wonk. This all means that the Brendan Fraser Mummy franchise is actually more of a thing in 2021 than the Tom Cruise Mummy franchise.
Launching probe.
I can't think of a more damning indictment of the dark universe.
Launching probe. Probe
Is
launched.
this it? Is this EZO supply going to deplete the planet? It did not. Oh no! I ran out of probes. How have I only explored 80% of Staten? What planet here have I not been to?
Launching probe.
Oh! There's a tiny little secret planet. Reskel is a massive hot Jupiter gas giant that whips around the star Staten once every 4.5 days. Like most planets of its type, it migrated inwards from its initial position in the system, thought to be around 0.3 AUs. Reskel is one of the few close-orbiting gas giants to show a marked temperature difference in its sun-facing and dark-side hemispheres. The atmosphere absorbs and re-radiates Staten's heat too quickly for winds to carry the heat to the dark side. There is a temperature difference of over 1,000 degrees between the gas giant's hot and cold poles. Interesting.
Probe away.
Getter says Jupiter and the hot Jupiter. It's Jupiter and the Jupiter she told you not to worry about.
Probe away.
A little troubled by the relative lack of big
Probe
peaks here.
Probe launched. Probe launched.
All right. This planet is almost cleared. And then I'm free
Probe launched.
of this system. And then we have a crashing ship to go save. It's a good thing it's crashing very slowly.
Launching probe.
Still not
Probe
depleted.
away. Launching probe.
How many minerals can this planet have left upon it?
Probe launched.
Wow. Hot Jupiter really showed me. There we go. All right, that's Staten's done. And off to Dorada. What is this? Viressa. With an orbital period nearly 2 millennia long, the cold and distant Viressa was actually missed in the initial Asari survey of the system. Only a follow-up mineral assay sent to Canalis by a Volus mining concern noticed its subtle movement across the stars. Viressa is a methane ammonia ice giant circled by a retinue of deep frozen moons. Its remoteness makes it a popular drive discharge point for pirates working in the Pylos Nebula cluster. In the last 2 years, several dozen ships have disappeared while passing through the Dorada system. As Pylos is currently unclaimed by any sovereign power, Council naval patrols are few and far between. Thus far, none of the pirates responsible have been apprehended. I'm actually curious here, because this, I'm curious about far future cartography, which is kind of silly. But, okay, so we're several hundred years in the future now. We have interstellar travel. You chart a system, right? You show up in a newly explored system. You've never been to it before. You start charting it. You find a bunch of planets. Do you not do an orbital simulation, like a simulation of the orbital mechanics of the system? Would that not demonstrate the existence of a planet that, or like a body that should be in this system? I don't know. I'm guessing. But it seems to me like if you come into the system and you input the all of the inner planets and then you run the simulation, that if there's a ginormous gas giant in the system it would probably turn up a, like, there should be some mass over there.
Probe launched. Launching probe.
Like, I don't know, it seems to me that that would be an important aspect of system cartography in the distant future. The thing is, a human being doesn't need to notice it. You have an like semi-intelligent shackled VI to notice the subtle differences in orbits. Oh god, I'm gonna sneeze.
Probe away. Launching probe. Probe away. Launching probe. Launching probe.
Where'd it go? There it is.
Launching probe. Probe launched.
Boop. Sinus! A standard hydrogen-helium gas giant, Sinus has more than 80 moons. What a detailed planetary description.
Probe launched. Probe
Have we
launched.
run out of copy? We might have. I guess we'll find out. Somebody phoned that one in.
Probe away.
Half expecting there to be like bracketed text. Placeholder. Please replace.
Probe away. Probe away. Launching probe.
Tachyon Decay asking the important questions. I wonder if anyone's fed all the Mass Effect planet descriptions into GPT-3 and asked it to generate more. Zeth is a common hydrogen-helium gas giant. An abundance of sulfur in the upper atmosphere gives it distinct yellow stripes.
Probe away. Probe away. Probe away. Probe launched.
Sean Mr. Wick asks, so Matt, what's the goal of sending all these probes to these planets? Well, under normal gameplay circumstances, the goal is to collect the resources to upgrade your ship and equipment. This is where the in-game economy gets its gas. But I'm at the point where I have way more resources than I actually need to be able to build anything for the remainder of the game. Numbers no longer carry any meaning.
Probe launched.
So, for my purposes, mining all these planets is for the purpose of
Anomaly detected.
not leaving any planet unhollowed out. My goal is to capture all the resources of every planet in the galaxy to prevent the Reapers from doing so. Canalis is smaller than Earth, but has unusually high density. The high level of tectonic activity indicates that the density is caused by an abundance of radioactive materials in the core. These, combined with the planet's unusually high rate of spin, raise the planet's internal temperature and cause volcanism. While several companies performed mineral assays in the late 2170s, the world's geological instability precluded development. Oh, hey, an anomaly.
Probe away. Scans have found something.
Sensors detecting anomalous weather patterns on the planet's surface. Geth activity detected. Recommend extreme caution. Well then, that's exciting. Well, let's sweep this planet, and then we can land on it and do a mission. Apparently this planet has got tons of palladium on it.
Probe away.
All right, which resource is going to be the first resource to get to 500,000, do we think?
Probe launched. Probe launched. Launching probe.
Given that you can't see the numbers for two of them, you have no way of guessing. Okay, so Ezo is 75,836. Iridium is 453,655.
Launching probe.
Platinum is 359,461. And palladium is 413,060. So there's one that's, like, clearly in the lead. Iridium is clearly in the lead, but could be overtaken by palladium, depending on what resources make themselves known to us.
Probe launched. Probe launched.
Depleted. All right, so let's land and see what's up on this planet. Uh-huh. What the? This planet is very hard to see through. It sounds like I'm in combat.
They've seen us.
Must be nice. This is what they call a pea soup fog.
Look sharp. Hold the target.
There we go. Down he goes.
Get ready to fight.
What in the blue hell? I'm with you, Tachyon Decay. I want to know why none of these helmets have infrared. Why do I only have optical? Hey, look, more refined palladium. I'm so lost. There we go. I've encountered enemies, so I'm clearly heading in the right direction. Oh god, oh god.
Nothing to worry about.
Big yikes.
I love this rifle.
I'm very glad for you, Garrus.
Concussive shot ready.
Okay, let's get some ammo here. Geth device. More palladium. Geth device. I'm gonna log in as a Geth.
This is valuable.
All right, we got some Geth data. How exciting for us. Wait, hold on. Was that Zeth that we landed on? No. It's true. I know they're heat sinks, but they're basically ammo. The New Sea. The New Sea is a small barren rock, though there is evidence that it once had an atmosphere of carbon dioxide. Only trace amounts of krypton and xenon remain. Like Ciano, it is tidally locked to Dorada.
Launching probe.
The ship is still crashing, yes. Although we'll be going to rescue it in a moment.
Probe launched.
Provided I can hollow out these two remaining
Probe launched.
planets with only 22 probes.
Launching probe.
Turns out the development team just made a completely excessive number of planets for this game.
Launching
If you're me.
probe. Launching probe. Probe launched. Probe launched.
Well, this planet is putting Iridium into a categorical lead
Probe
position
launched.
over the Palladium. I assume that the only planets they added in DLC were the planets that actually appear in the DLC, or the systems that appear in the DLC. But I don't actually know.
Launching probe.
All right, 14 probes. Can I do it? All right, Siano. Siano, named for an ancient Asari philosopher known for being a contrarian, orbits Dorada at retrograde. It is believed to be an object that fell into the system millions of years ago from parts unknown. The outermost of Dorada's two inner asteroid belts is thought to have been a small planetoid that was broken up by Siano's passage into the system. Siano is formed of low-density rock and is tidally locked to Dorada. The same hemisphere always faces the star. There is evidence that a complex of artificial structures once existed in the north of the sunward-facing hemisphere, but they have been badly degraded by millennia of heat and radiation. Several bunkers of radioactive waste, apparently byproducts of primitive fission plants, have been discovered on the far side.
Probe launched.
I kind of like the flavor of them naming a planet that orbits in retrograde after a contrarian philosopher. That's just cute. Good lore. Well done.
Probe launched. Probe away.
It's just like fun textural stuff
Probe launched.
to make your universe feel populated. By actual people.
Launching probe. Probe
Whoops.
away.
Well,
Probe launched.
I'm down to 4 probes. I'm not going to be able to hollow this one out. Oh no.
Probe away. Launching probe.
2 probes remain.
Probe launched.
Right to depleted. Let's go. Oh.
Probe launched.
That was my last probe. I don't have a way to... Flawless victory. The gods of the game smiled on me here. All right, the MSV Broken Arrow. Anomaly detected. Scans detect a rapidly decaying derelict ship in orbit over planet Jonas. Registration matches the MSV Broken Arrow. Ship's manifest notes volatile munitions cargo on board. If left undisturbed, the ship's trajectory will lead to impact with Jonas. High probability that the crash site will be far gone. Jonas's largest human colony. Geth signatures detected aboard the MSV Broken Arrow. It's too far gone. Let's drop 2 into... Drop a 1 into concussive shot. I think we'll give you neural shock.
Warning. Collision with the planet's surface is imminent. I am transmitting a countdown to advise you of the time remaining until impact.
All right, so we're on a timer with this one. No, that is a separate save slot. All right, we got 6 minutes. This will be the last entry in this log. Given the severity of the Geth attack, I have ordered all hands to evacuate and head toward the colony. Should the Geth succeed in capturing this ship, they also gain control of the 100 crates of weapons in the cargo hold. Therefore, I am using my authorization codes to scuttle the ship, hopefully destroying the Geth that remain on board. I intend to stay aboard and make sure the ship dies gracefully. My plan is to disable the ship's engines, thus causing our orbit to decay. This will bring the MSV Broken Arrow down to the surface, where the self-destruct timer will destroy the ship. I must be careful. If I fail, there's no telling where this ship will end up. Yellow alert. I'm moving the ship to yellow alert. While we have seen no signs of trouble, I'm not so sure we won't run into Geth this far out. We have to be prepared for anything. I've been told it's a terrible idea to go this far out towards Geth territory, but these colonies need to defend themselves. Sometimes I think the only thing keeping the crew from shriveling up in fear is the 100 crates of military-grade weaponry on board. A little shore leave when we get to the Nefer system will do us all some good. We have a lot of deliveries to make, and it's not going to get any friendlier out here. Moving the ship to red alert. The Geth are attacking. We're ill-equipped for an attack of this magnitude, but we'll do everything we can to survive this. These colonies need these weapons, and this attack is further proof of how dire the situation is out here. Alright, that does not appear to have cost me any time. Alright, Tootsie Roll to Tootsie Roll. Bookend to bookend. Ice cream to ice cream. Big gulp to big gulp.
Just something to help.
Medical station. Refined iridium. Navigation status offline. Life support systems damaged. Hull breach detected. Local atmosphere venting to space. Engines disabled. To restore power, re-engage the power couplings. Warning, atmospheric entry detected. Impact with planetary surface imminent. Okie doke. What's in this room? I can't help but notice that these Geth don't seem to have much of a self-preservation instinct. No. Hey, more iridium. Power coupling 1, activate. Pew, pew, pew. Okay, so now where
Bishop
to?
scoped and drop. Never saw
this
me
way.
coming.
Power coupling 2. Activate.
Light him up.
Oh god. Engine control. Restart. Ice cream to ice cream. Tootsie Roll to Tootsie Roll. Big gulp to big gulp. Bookend to bookend.
That should do it.
That wasn't even hard. The colony is safe. Okay, that's this system dealt with. The Pylos Nebula, 100%. Just doing a quick look around the outside. All right, where to next? Where to next? I guess we could do Tali. Giving Liara the intel just, it starts one of the DLC quests. Tali's quest might require some high reputation checks. I mean, my reputation is pretty high. Like, my current Paragon is almost entirely maxed out. And the thing is, we need to pick some quest to do. We could destroy the Blood Pack base, I guess. Blood Pack base. Intel points toward a Blood Pack base on the planet Zada Ban in the Zay-Cha system, the Shrike Abyssal. The base could be a weapons manufacturing facility. See, I was also told that that Samara's required high-level reputation. So at some point we need to just bite the bullet and do it. I'm beyond high at this point. I mean, that's true. Do we want to just do the Blood Pack base? Let's do the Blood Pack base. Why not? Destroy Blood Pack base. Screw the Blood Pack. Alright. How many planets are in this system? Okay, so there's only 2 systems in this sector, which is good. So we can start here. Vem Osca, a Jovian gas giant. Vem Osca, weeping witness in Empyrean Volus, is a low-density hydrogen-helium planet with 35 moons. Later this year, 33 of the moons will be visible from the planet's surface in a conjunction, an event that will be recorded by space probes from all over the galaxy.
Probe away. Probe launched.
So, if chat wants to make recommendations about the next mission I should do, chat needs to get their story straight. It cannot be possible that all 4 of the remaining loyalty missions require a maxed out reputation check. Like, at least one of them has to be doable.
Probe launched. Probe launched.
The remaining 4 are Jack, Zaid, Samara, and one other. Tali.
Probe launched. Launching probe. Probe launched.
Miranda and Tali want you about 80% going in. Okay, well, we've already done Miranda, and we succeeded the check.
Probe launched.
All right, so there's Vemoska done. Tossal Nim. The sister tragedy to the extinction event on Aphris, Tossal Nim was the rarest of jewels, a second garden planet within the same life zone as Aphris. Not as old as its sister planet, its fossil evidence indicates it was home to abundant invertebrate sea life. However, similar craters to those on Aphris created a dust shroud that killed 99% of biota on the planet. The even spacing of the craters indicates a coordinated simultaneous attack from points around the globe rather than an asteroid collision or supervolcanic scenario.
Probe launched. Probe launched.
All right, so chat now tells me that I'm basically good to go. So we need to just start picking loyalty quests to get done. So I think we'll do Jack's next.
Probe launched. Launching probe. Probe launched. Launching probe. Probe away. Probe launched. Launching probe. Probe away. Probe launched.
Yeah, it does seem like a lot of these notes
Probe
are
away.
cautionary extreme edge cases. I should have, at this point in the game, the overwhelming majority of Paragon points that I have encountered.
Launching
So
probe.
it should be pretty tough for there to be a lot of Paragon points out there in the game that I do not have. Hello, Grace Tviat. Welcome, and welcome, Raiders. Last seen playing Guilty Gear Strive. How was that? Aphris. A unique discovery, Aphris is a heavenly twin, a planet in a star system that is not one but two worlds of sufficient mass to retain a nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere within the habitable life zone of its parent star. Fossil evidence shows abundant vertebrates and evidence of sapient terrestrial avian species in its Bronze Age. However, the only trace of contemporary life on the planet is that of single-celled organisms in its seas. All else has suffered from an extinction event, a series of massive impacts that vaporized vast quantities of water and lofted dust into its atmosphere. Early theories that this event was a collision with a fragmenting asteroid have now been discounted. The impact craters were aimed directly at habitation centers. So these folks got blown out of existence.
Probe launched. Probe launched. Probe away.
Oh, hello. There we go.
Probe away. Launching probe. Probe launched.
Depleted. And Zadaban is our last one here. Zadaban, anomaly detected. Scans show a crude base established on the planet's surface. Communications match known blood-pack mercenary protocols. Numerous life signs matching Vorcha genealogy detected. The base's material resources match our data on weapons manufacturing components.
Probe launched. Launching probe.
Oh, Iridium is now over 500,000, so I guess we know which one won.
Probe launched.
So if you had your money on Iridium, good job.
Probe away. Probe launched. Probe away.
Truthfully, I have no idea if the planet details stay consistent from game to game. I imagine, yeah, it's probably some do and some don't.
Probe launched. Launching probe. Launching probe.
Oh, there's some Ezo there. Hello.
Probe launched.
Look at that. Oh my. Spicy.
Probe away.
I'm almost at 100,000 EZO now. Mining the galaxy for fun and profit.
Probe launched.
I'm actually still kind of amazed at just how many planets there still are for me to mine out.
Launching probe.
All right, we got to be getting closer.
Launching probe. Probe away.
Depleted. Let's go. Well, this planet's very pretty.
I am detecting a large power source inside the base. It is probable that destroying it would disrupt the entire facility.
Okay. Datapad. Kalisk, you'll get your resources when they're good and ready. You want to come mine these rocks yourself? Everything will be ready for the attack. If you'd gotten me the additional Vorcha I asked for, I would have been done by now. What's over here, if anything? Nothing. All right. Let's go perforate a blood pack. Datapad. Kalisk, I'm sending back 2 of the Vorcha you sent me so that you can see what I'm dealing with out here. I suggest you not arm these morons. These piss-poor shots are more likely to blast the broadside of one of your generators than hit their intended targets. Maybe once you understand what I'm dealing with, you won't be so quick to mock me when I ask for some goddamn assistance. Low palladium.
Headed for combat.
There. Oh. Hey, guys.
I love this rifle.
You're a little too enamored with that rifle, Garrett. Come on now. Okay, so what have we got down here? Another data pad. Kalisk, some of my Vorcha have gone missing. I need more if you expect us to get this work done on schedule. I don't care how you get them. Ask Garm for his extras. He has to have some cast-offs that are good enough for mining duty. Ah, that's a destructible box. Fix it. Hey guys. How about you be on
That
fire?
one hit!
Just watching that guy spontaneously explode is kind of fun.
Scoped and dropped!
Shields have failed.
I think the thing I found most amusing about Ratchet and Clank so far is that Rivet is voiced by Jennifer Hale. So I went from playing this to playing Ratchet and Clank. And like, She's doing a different voice, but it's still clearly Jennifer Hale.
Enemies inbound.
Okay, now who's shooting me? Oh, hi, Callus. Oh dear. That's a little awkward.
Hold the line.
Maybe let's not blast these rockets. If it's all the same.
Interesting. Suggest taking a closer look.
Oh, Zafty, I had a gold bolt like that too. Same basic idea. I found a rail, but I couldn't figure out how to get on the rail. Oh, I see. Gotta blow the containment cells.
We have to go, now!
Uh-oh. Well, I don't know that it's the same bolt, just that it's constructed in the same way.
This might be useful.
All right, demolished blood pack weapons production facility, decimated blood pack Vorcha soldiers. All right, heavy weapon ammo. We have some
Commander,
research
you've
we should
received a new
do.
message at your private terminal.
Ooh, a new message. Research, armor upgrades, prototypes. Email, the email, the email. To the Normandy, our thanks. From Raphael Colon, governor of Faragon Colony on Jonas. Normandy crew, we retrieved your identity from the docking data aboard the MSV Broken Arrow. We're led to believe that your crew is responsible for saving our colony from a catastrophic event. Not only did you defeat the Geth and prevent the ship from crashing into the planet in a trajectory that would have destroyed our colony, but you also saved nearly 100 munitions crates that would have been lost in the ship's scuttling. Thanks to you, we are safe and can continue the Broken Arrow's work in arming the colonies on the fringe of Geth space. On behalf of the residents of Faragon Colony, you have our eternal gratitude. Eternal gratitude? Let's head to Urla Rast. Oh, I didn't think to check if I stocked up. Well, there's only 3 planets. Maybe I'll be all right. An ice giant Dawes Atab, Skywarden, has a bluish tinge from its hydrogen-methane atmosphere. Its axial tilt causes its seasons to vary wildly in temperature. I have 12 probes. Well, that's no good. There we go. Now I can go back and actually mine this system. Broom. Dawes Atab. All right, let's see what we got here.
Launching probe.
Oh, that's a good one.
Probe launched.
So, Zafty, when you say Magna Boots have a target jump effect, what does that mean?
Probe launched. Probe launched. Launching probe.
If you aim at a spot on a magnetic track and hit circle, you jump to it. Oh.
Probe launched.
Are Magna Boots like a piece of equipment you have to buy? Or find or unlock? Or are those your default boots? You have them from the start. Okay, interesting. I'll have to try that later.
Probe launched.
Ooh, there was a spicy boy. Beauty.
Probe launched.
He says, so yeah, that bolt is easy if you're aware of the mechanic that's not explained at all. Uh-huh. Tali'Zorah. Tali'Zorah is a planet capable of supporting life if that life happens to breathe ammonia. Discovered by Asari explorers, the planet was used as a bargaining chip by the Citadel Council, who quickly drafted a colonization agreement with its wealthy client race, the Volus. The Council would fund the Volus colonization effort in return for massive trade benefits. With uncharacteristic enthusiasm, an enormous Volus influx ensued, and the Council reaped the economic benefits for a dozen years before the colonization bubble burst. Today, the economic good times on Tali'Zorah are good long gone. I can words good. And modern Volus businesses are cutthroat operations. Piracy is a grave threat to shipping, as well-armed criminals see the Volus as easy prey.
Probe launched. Probe away.
Look at all that Ezo. Oh, look at all that Ezo.
Launching probe. Probe launched. Launching probe. Probe launched.
If there's a tutorial about the boots in a previous game, that doesn't help me, because this is the first Ratchet & Clank game I've ever played.
Launching probe.
I don't know, I'm sure I would have figured it out eventually, but it's good to know that that mechanic exists.
Launching probe.
I assume the Ratchet & Clank game that you're referring to is the PS4 one? The one that was, like, free as a part of the PlayStation stay-at-home thing? Play at home, I think it was.
Probe away.
Was it a gritty where they kill people? I mean, sort of.
Launching probe.
Ratchet kills people. Sort of. I haven't heard him drop an F-bomb yet, though.
Launching probe. Probe launched.
Let Ratchet say the F word, you cowards. Bovis Tor! Named the Shining Sea in an Old Volus language, Bovis Tor is so named for its boiling surface, rich in glowing hot alumina flecked with the dark ridges of carbon. Its thick atmosphere of nitrogen and oxygen is no indicator of life, since the temperatures are simply too high.
Probe away. Launching probe.
I did that the other day too, where I Googled Ratchet and Clank because I was curious about how many games there were in the franchise. And yeah, there are a lot of Ratchet and Clank games. Like, a lot. How did I come to this discovery? Oh, I remember how it was. I Googled the new one to see how long it was, so I looked it up on how long to beat. But I looked up I just searched Ratchet and Clank on how long to beat. So of course it brought up all of the it brought up every game in the Ratchet and Clank franchise, of which there are many, including a mobile game apparently.
Probe launched.
The how long to beat for the mobile game claims that it's beatable in under an hour.
Launching probe.
For main story. There.
Launching probe.
Maybe I'm done here.
Probe launched.
Maybe I'm done here.
Probe launched.
How? How do you still have minerals?
Probe away.
Let my spaceship go. There we go. All right. Let's go fuel up and we can head off and do a mission, like a real mission. A mission. Okay. Which mission did I say I was doing next? Jax. Away we go. There are so many planets in this system. All right, we're going straight to Pragia. The jungle planet Pragia is overrun by choking hypergrowth caused by industrially mutated plant species. This, combined with its relative isolation and lack of population, has made Pragia an occasional base of operations for drug runners, weapon smugglers, pirates, mercenaries, terrorists, and intelligence agents seeking secrecy. Sustained habitation on Pragia is extremely difficult, where mutant and even poisonous plant life can overgrow colonies in days instead of years. Alright, so Jack is a required include, and Garrus will be our second. I should make sure that
Forgot how much I hate this
Jack
place.
actually has abilities.
See the landing pad? Has to be on the roof, or the vegetation would overgrow it in a few hours.
Shepard, I am picking up thermal signatures everywhere, except at your landing zone.
Something's distorting the sensors.
This was a secret Cerberus facility.
Yeah. They build their equipment to last. Assholes. It was a mistake coming back here, Shepard.
Get a hold of yourself.
Calm yourself.
It'll be okay.
I'm fine. Okay, let's get on the ground.
I got more Paragon points. Okay, let's see what's up. It's rainy. Good grief.
Let's just get in there and plant the bomb in myself. I want to watch this place burn.
You are planning to leave before the bomb goes off, right, Jack?
I never saw this room. I think they brought new kids in these containers. They were messed up and starving, but alive. Usually.
This is...
Okay, so we have a door. We have a locked terminal that we can hack. We're looking for 2 greens. Like that one. And then a big chunk like that. And then 3 blues. Hey, credits. And yes, good call out, remembering to actually assign points to Jack. Okay, Jack can push her biotic abilities to the limit, greatly reducing the recharge time of her powers. Health, weapon damage, recharge time. Jack focuses her ruthless energy into combat, heightening her weapon damage. Vanguard. Vanguard it is. Shockwave. Your Shockwave's power strengthens to become a biotic freight train, swatting aside everything in a long path. Recharge time 12 seconds, number of Shockwaves 12, impact radius 2.5, impact force 700 newtons. Improved Shockwave. Your Shockwave now has a wide impact radius, taking out everything in a broad strip in front of you. Broad strip sounds better than long, narrow path. All right, let's go. Security console, turn off.
Again. He's getting suspicious. When we get results, he won't care what we did. But if he knew...
He won't find out. The elusive man requested operation logs again. He's getting suspicious.
When we get results...
Sounds like this facility went rogue.
He didn't say what they were hiding from the elusive man.
No, but it does sound like the facility went rogue.
I remember escaping to this room, fighting here. I saw sunlight through the cracks in the ceiling. Only a half-dead guard between me and freedom. He was begging for his life.
Okay, can't go that way. So downstairs we go. Anything here? We have a locked storage crate. Big gulp, big gulp. Ice cream, ice cream. Bookend, bookend. Tootsie roll, tootsie roll. Hooray! 3,000 credits. My every want and desire has been fulfilled. What the hell was that?
We've been spotted.
Technically, I think I spotted them. Old bloodstain.
This looks like an arena.
That's right. They used to stage fights here.
Pit me against other kids. I loved it. Only time I was ever out of my cell.
What were they studying?
Hell if I know. Maybe that's how they got their kicks. I never understood anything that happened here.
How
Okay.
often did they do this?
I was in a cell my whole life. Sometimes they took me out and made me fight. Filled me with drugs, other stuff. Time gets funny in a cell.
Did other children die in these fights?
I was a kid, filled with drugs. I got shocked when I hesitated. Narcotics flooded my veins when I attacked.
So, yes.
They actually rewarded you for attacking.
I still get warm feelings during a fight.
What the hell was wrong with those people?
I don't know. Doesn't matter now.
Let's keep moving.
Hell yes.
Okie doke. Let's have a quick look upstairs. Just to make sure I don't miss any pickups. Oh, I cannot go upstairs. Well, so much for that idea. Door. Medkit. Security console. Open log.
Security Officer Zimkel, Telton facility. The subjects are out of their cells. They're tearing the place up. Subject 0 is going to get loose. I need permission to terminate. I repeat, permission to terminate.
All subjects besides 0 are expendable. Keep Jack alive.
Understood. I'll begin to...
That's not right. I broke out when my guards disappeared. I started that riot.
Huh.
Things might have happened that you didn't see.
The other kids attacked me, the guards attacked me, the automated systems attacked me. That doesn't leave lots of room for interpretation.
Uh-oh.
This place is supposed to be empty. Who the fuck shot that Baron? It's a fresh kill.
Well, let's find out. Big gulp, big gulp. Tootsie roll to Tootsie roll. Bookend to bookend. Ice cream to ice cream. There we go. Ooh, refined Ezo. And a lot of it. Well,
seen us.
this looks like, oh god. Blood pack.
They threw my shot!
Oh, he's on fire. Anyone else? Oh, hi. Hello.
Now he saw me coming. And stay there.
Why'd they need a morgue? This was a small facility.
I'm saying, some sick son of a bitch killed a lot of kids with these experiments and then checked his work.
Bullshit. I
Up
had
there.
the worst of it, and I made it out alive.
How do I get to where that PDA is? Ah. There we go. That one. That one. Look at this, picking up somebody's digital personal assistant and robbing their bank with it. Okay, is it possible to get up there where those Vorcha were? No, there's a tree in the way. Okay, well, let's get through this door then. You to you. Bookend to bookend. Ice cream to ice cream. Big gulp to big gulp.
So strange to be back here. I feel like I'm pissed off. I'm a dangerous bitch. But then I'm a little girl again. Shit. It's complicated. Let's just go plant that bomb.
What the hell is this thing? Why is it in the middle of this hallway?
Hello, dead people.
Ha! Alright, I like that bark. Very similar to something I'd say while playing a video. Why won't you stand up? Alright, is there anything of interest in any of these rooms?
They kept children here.
Circuit boards. Okay. Door.
It's a two-way mirror. My cell is on the other side. I could see all the other kids out here. I screamed at them for hours, and they always ignored me.
Okay. Looks like we're overlooking the mess hall at the moment.
I must have come through here when I broke out, but I don't remember it. This is a bad place.
I mean, you've got that right. What does this console have to say for itself?
Entry 1054, Telton Facility. The latest iteration of Pergnum went poorly. Subjects 1, 4, and 6 died. No biotic change among the survivors. We lowered core temperatures of surviving subjects, but no biotically beneficial reactions occurred. As a side effect, all subjects died. So we'll not try that on Zero.
Who could have guessed that that would be the effect of lowering your core temperatures?
We are going through them fast.
This is bullshit. They weren't experimenting on the other children for my safety.
You can't help what they did to others.
You don't get it, Shepard. I survived this place because I was tougher than the rest. That's who I am.
You move on. Harder and tougher.
Okay, what do we got here? A research terminal, power cells, and a security console.
It's all fallen to pieces. The subjects are rampaging and Zero is loose. We're shutting Telton down. What a disaster. We'll infiltrate and piggyback onto the Alliance's Ascension program. Hopefully, that will give... Who what? Zero, wait!
Shepard, they started up somewhere else.
Ascension is an Alliance program. It's a school for biotic kids. They don't torture children there.
A lot of this isn't the way I remember it.
There was a lot going on.
I was dumb. I keep my eyes open now, and I always shoot first. We're getting close to my cell, the place I came from. Let's keep going.
Okay, let's have a look at the research terminal. Purples. 2 blues. Right there. And that one.
I'll take it.
Ooh, hello. Don't mind if I do. Oh dear.
Hey, Aresh.
It's Kira. Yeah, the intruders are here. You want them dead? We have to talk credits. You promised us lots of salvage, but this place is a waste. Fine, put them down. Then I'm coming in there and we're gonna talk salvage.
Why are
What
you
are you
here?
doing here?
First we're gonna kill you. Then we'll see. Kill them on my order. I want them dead. Fire. All squads, form up now.
Well, that's that guy dealt with. Thank you for stepping out from behind that crate.
All
right.
left is my old cell. Whoever Aresh is, he's in there. I want to plant the bomb there anyway. Might as well do it on his corpse.
Okay, let's scout out the room. Alright, Zafty says that the knowledge that Ratchet and Johnny Test have the same VA is cursed knowledge, but I don't know who Johnny Test is. I don't understand why this information is cursed. Ice cream to ice cream. All right, 3,000 credits. Door.
Come out. We know you're here.
Hi there, friendo.
Who
What are you doing
My
hanging out
name is
behind there?
Aresh, and you're breaking into my home. I know you, Subject Zero. So many years have passed, and I thought I was the only survivor.
My name is Jack. How the hell do you know me?
We all knew your face, Jack. They inflicted horrors on us so their experiments wouldn't kill you. You were the question, and I'm still looking for the answer.
Looks like you're not the only one pulled back here, Jack.
I tried to forget this, but a place like this, it doesn't forget you. It follows you. I hired these mercs and came back almost a solar year ago. We're rebuilding it piece by piece. I'm gonna find out what they knew, how to unlock true biotic potential in humans. I'm restarting the Telton facility. It will be beautiful.
Will
I
it
wanted
though?
a hole in the ground. He's trying to justify what happened by using it?
You do the same thing to new kids. Wasn't this forced on you?
Some were bought from poor families on Earth or kidnapped from colonies. Most ended up here the way I did. Batarian pirates. They did such horrible things to us. They must have had good reasons.
There's no reason good enough. Are you nuts? You lived it.
Hold on. Hold on. Now that's cursed knowledge. That's knowledge that I'm never going to be able to unhear. So thanks, Zafty, letting me know that Ratchet and Titus have the same VA.
This place was like a prison. How'd you get out?
We all attacked at once as they were taking us to the lab. They would have put us down. But then Jack got loose. When I came to, it was over. The guards, the scientists, and the kids were all dead. And you were gone.
I stopped it. All of it. Maybe the others did have it bad, but what you're doing is just messed.
Everything we went through must have been worth something.
We can blow up the place, but that still leaves him. What do we do with another you?
That's easy.
Just leave me here. This is where I belong.
Fuck
We're
that.
gonna blow the place up.
Jack, he's trapped in his past. You need to move on from yours.
He wants to restart this place. He needs to die.
He's crazy and he's never gonna restart this facility. You have to let it go. Your past doesn't have to control you.
Fuck! Get out of here. Go!
F words!
He's not worth chasing. None of it is.
You did the right thing, Jack.
Maybe. This room was my whole childhood. Give me a minute to look around.
Take
Go
your
ahead.
time.
Nothing's changed, but it's all different.
Oh, we can explore the room. Cool.
I used this table for everything. It was like my best friend. I'd crawl under it to cry. I was pathetic. Sometimes I dream that I'm back in this bed being tortured. I used to tie the sheets around my wrists and try to rip them off. I want to stop coming back here. I thought that room out there was the rest of the world. I'd pound and yell. Never did any good.
Alrighty, well... Old blood smear. Old blood smear.
See the scarring on the wall here? That's where I killed my first man. One of the guards tried to stop me. Instead, I stopped him. Okay, no more wallowing. Let's blow this place to hell.
Okay. Fine by me. Debt. Why did you get debt tattooed across your knuckles? Alright, facility on Pragya confirmed destroyed. Concerned the previous cleanup crew failed to destroy all records. Surviving facility scientists already dead, either from uprising or after facility shut down. Jack should have no further emotional issues distracting her from the mission. Are you sure? How certain are you?
In the middle of a disagreement? Can you head it off before they tear out a bulkhead?
I'll deal with it.
Take pictures.
Huh.
Touch me and I will smear the walls with you, bitch! Enough. Stand down, both of you.
The cheerleader won't admit what Cerberus did to me was wrong.
It wasn't Cerberus. Not really. But clearly you were a mistake.
Screw you! You've got no idea what they put me through. Maybe it's time I showed you.
Our mission is too important to let personal feelings get in the way.
Fuck your feelings. I just want her dead.
You both know what we're up against. Save your anger for the collectors.
I can put aside my differences until the mission's over.
Sure, I'll do my part.
Stow it or I'm putting you both out in airlock.
To fillet her myself.
You two gonna be okay?
It's a good thing you came by when you did. As long as she does her job, we'll be fine. Thanks, Shepard.
I swear! Alright, armor upgrades. Level 5 biotic damage. And then... Ooh, Shepard can learn to use a single bonus power. Slam, I guess. Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. No new messages. All right. Now that we're here, you know what this means. Zernitra. Cold, distant Zernitra has an extremely low density. It is thought to be mainly water ice around a small rocky core. It has little to recommend it.
Probe launched. Launching probe.
Oh.
Probe away.
Boom. Come on, planet.
Launching probe.
Oh, there was a tall one.
Probe launched.
Ooh, my.
Probe launched. Probe away.
Apparently, all of the materials on this planet are on the same side.
Launching probe. Probe launched.
All right, one down. Gamayan. Gamayan is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with 6 large icy moons. The outermost one, Gigula, is of note for a well-preserved wreckage of an ancient starship that was recovered by a Turian military surveyor. Little information has been released to the public on the vessel, aside from a scholarly paper regarding how the internal layout suggests a horizontally oriented race. Huh.
Launching probe. Launching probe.
Alright, planet, do me a favor and deplete quickly.
Probe away. Launching probe. Launching probe.
Huh.
Probe launched.
So Square Dot says a species that only has a 2D perspective, and Getter says centipede people.
Probe launched.
And I don't actually understand what a horizontally oriented race means in this context. I guess there's just no up and down? Alkanost is a standard gas giant with a methane-ammonia atmosphere. It has an unusually strong magnetic field, which is occasionally useful when ships need to discharge their drives. I don't know how you get to the point as a species where you're capable of interstellar travel if you don't have a concept of verticality. Like, if you don't have a concept of three-dimensional space, you're gonna have a bad time in space.
Probe launched. Launching probe.
Huh?
Launching probe.
Getter 404 says, clearly that's why it was a crashed vessel. I mean, I'm a little impressed that it managed to hit
Probe
anything.
away.
But, fair enough. Remember when I asked this planet to deplete quickly?
Probe away.
Alright. Prokia, have I mined you out? Oh, I can't. Alright. Convenient. Bannock. Bannock is a large super-terrestrial hothouse with a crushing carbon dioxide atmosphere. A high average density of over 7 grams per cubic centimeter indicates that Bannock is a mineralogical treasure trove. If only there were some way to safely reach its seas of molten metal and loads of radioactives. The planet's mass is so great that trace amounts of helium and molecular hydrogen can be found in the atmosphere. Huh.
Launching probe.
Oh.
Launching probe.
Spike goes burr.
Probe away. Launching probe. Launching probe.
Oh no.
Probe away.
This planet has entirely too many resources.
Launching probe.
So Izandai tried to relay some cursed information to chat by relaying the news that Joseph Joestar and young Xehanort share a voice actor. The problem, in terms of that information being cursed, is that I don't play Pokemon, and therefore I have no idea who Joseph Joestar is.
Probe launched. Probe away. Probe launched.
You see, I'm succeeding in my quest to to make chat a pleasant place to inhabit for an evening. Yam! I yam what I yam. With over 90% of its surface covered in oceans, Yam is a habitable nitrogen-oxygen world, but its extremes can be quite hostile to sapient life. The heat from its extremely long days reaches dangerous levels ranging from 24 C at night to 53 in the afternoon in the temperate zones. Hurricanes run unchecked across the oceans with winds reaching up to 250 kilometers per hour. While there are some arthropod-like animals, the predominant forms of life are various kinds of toxic algae blooms that stretch hundreds of kilometers across. However, other biohydrocarbon algae blooms are suitable for use as a biofuel, and farming the green gold forms the backbone of Yam's economy. Alright, well, let's farm some algae for palladium.
Probe launched.
Wait, there was an Ezo spike.
Probe launched.
Don't mind if I do.
Launching probe.
I knew this was going to happen. I had my dinner relatively early today, and now I'm hungry again. But my dinner was big. But I'm hungry again. This is a problem. Ooh. Hi!
Probe launched. Probe launched.
There is a packed lunch, you're right. I could have that.
Launching probe. Probe launched.
Drink lots of coffee to kill my appetite and my ability to sleep tonight.
Probe
Chad, I
launched.
don't always think that you have my best interests at heart.
Probe away. Launching probe.
Yes, and sometimes I think you care.
Launching probe. Launching probe.
Wow, I see how it is. Okay. All right. Sure.
Launching probe. Probe away.
All right, that's this system done. Wait, no, it isn't. That's just the first planet on this system done. I know how to count. Tefnut. Tefnut. A hydrogen-helium gas giant Tefnut is home to a helium-3 collection and the nearest refueling station to the Nubian Expanse's mass relay. As such, it is a major gateway to the Verge and Terminus systems and has become famous for its hospitality industry. Tefnut's motto is known throughout the galaxy, like home, only better. Visitors here can stay at expansive resort stations, watch locally produced entertainment, buy mind-affecting substances not welcome in Citadel space, and rent companionship. Resources are shipped in from Yam at substantial discounts, allowing the small space stations to have surprising luxuries such as edible arthropods and large amounts of fresh water. But apparently no resources of its own. Luxuries such as edible arthropods. Have you ever wanted to eat a bug? I mean, I guess technically that counts lobsters and crabs, but maybe they're just really tasty. Like even more so than earth crabs and lobsters.
Launching probe.
Also, are they arthropods or are they arthropod-like? They must be arthropod-like. It seems unlikely that arthropods on the other side of the galaxy would share a common ancestor with Earth-based crabs. This is convergent evolution.
Launching probe.
It's carcinization. On a long enough time scale, everything becomes crab.
Launching probe.
I largely agree. Lobster is tasty. Lobster, frankly, lobster is a very expensive trowel for liquid butter. It is a lemon butter delivery system.
Launching probe.
That's its primary strength. but it is way too much effort to eat. Alright, buy out more of those. Top up the fuel stores. See, I find crab considerably easier to eat than lobster. Now that's a big-ass planet that or sun that I just flew into. Noresa. Noresa is an unremarkable methane ammonia ice giant with a small family of icy moons. It's likely that the Cretaceous system had additional worlds earlier in its history, but these have been swallowed by the aging giant star. Cretaceous is an elderly, metal-poor population 2 star, broadly similar to Arcturus. Moderate. Sure. Okay, if you want me to launch a probe game, you've got to give me a spike to launch a probe at. There we go.
Away.
This planet is not being generous with its resource supply.
Probe launched. Probe away.
Ooh, hello.
Probe away.
Depleted. Hooray. So that should be this whole... The Nubian Expanse is now clear. Most excellent. And with that, I'm going to call it a night. So, thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you to everybody who subscribes, everybody who follows, everybody who cheers, everybody who chats, and everybody who hangs out and lurks. It is a genuine thrill to stream for you, and I hope you have as much fun watching as I do playing. I will be back tomorrow. I'm going to fade out the game audio here. I will be back tomorrow. Same... Oh, that didn't work. That just faded it out in my ears. Well... disappointing. Thank you very much. God, now I've thrown my whole self off. I will be back tomorrow, my normal Sunday time of 3 o'clock p.m. Pacific Daylight Time here on twitch.tv/Wiggins. I imagine we will make fairly significant progress on Mass Effect tomorrow, given that it's a longer stream. So I anticipate that we'll be doing a fair bit of story tomorrow. So you're gonna want to tune in if the events of Mass Effect are of at all interest to you. Does it interfere with E3? It shouldn't interfere with E3 too badly. I don't know, 3 o'clock Pacific Daylight Time. I'm pretty sure by that point Microsoft and Square are both done. Because Microsoft is at 10 and Square Enix is at 12:15. I don't know. I haven't been paying that close attention. All right, so things to remember. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/Matt_LRR. You can check out the VODs over on my YouTube channel, which I have linked for you in chat. There's a Discord that you can join if you are a subscriber here. Just make sure your Twitch account and your Discord account are linked in Discord's back end, where my server will appear to you as if by magic. And then, of course, I have an Instagram and a letterbox that you can follow if that sounds to be of interest to you. That is all I got. We're going to do the same thing we normally do on Saturday nights. We're going to raid Kathleen. So everybody, please hop aboard this raid train. We're going to go visit Kathleen, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Until then, I hope you have a fabulous evening. Have a great Sunday. So long.